फाइनली हम आपसे रूबरू हैं. Finally, I am being able to connect. Finally, the Ākāshas are willing to yield, are willing to weave us into one breath, into one journey. Our warm, now familiar circle of the 2020 shift is moving into its 5th night of awakening. It will be precisely as and when it should be. Today was a surrender. Today was an absolute dissolving of all or any thoughts or feelings or ego of ownership that I may have had. I do nothing. I teach or mentor nobody. I am merely part of a play, part of a very, very precise geometry. And today was such a lesson in that. So at around 5:36 in the evening, I sat down and recorded today's session. My energies were very different at that time. My energies were very sattvic at that time. I was drawn to wear white, and I was very, very pure, if I may say so. I was very calm and very relaxed and very easy in my pace and breath. I was easy in stillness. I have class on Sundays, so I had to get to the yoga house in Bandra by 7 o'clock. So we recorded everything, and by 6 or so I just finished the recording and I left that I will upload this in the car. And you must have read my post. Everything was recorded perfectly except the audio. There was no sound to the video that I recorded. So of course it was a little setback, because I had really flowed in that very still, very calming, very docile and gentle session for today. And I said, well, okay, I'll get to class, I'll finish class. I finish at 8:30, and I'll record the session all over again. I'll do it again, and I'll upload it by 9. So at 8:30, Akshina, who is here on our group, on the tribe of 2020, Akshina is one of my regular meditators, and she was in class. And as I was setting up, I said, Akshina, would you want to do this, actually do the class instead of watching it on your screen? Why don't we just do the class actually, and we'll share that video. So she even came around to the front of the camera, said a hello to all of you, and we were quite kicked about doing an actual session. And we had a very deep session with her, flying solo. And we checked, and hardly a few seconds of the session had got recorded. The camera was on, and we had like 40-45 minutes of session, and nothing had got recorded except for a few seconds. So there we were, and I surrender that for some reason, whatever reason, we kind of know the reason. That's, if I may choose to use the word, confidential between my sweet child Akshina and me. But this was meant to be. She was meant to receive this first, I think. Her energies were ready to move to this section to move to this aspect. This music is doing something. Ads had started on the music channel. So yes. And here I am now finally recording the session for all of us, for this lovely gathering of beautiful souls. I know some of us may be lagging a day or two behind. Some of you did message me saying we're still on day 2, we're still on day 4, we're still on day 3, which is fine, which is perfect. In fact, I had been writing earlier that the videos will be available for 2 weeks, which is about, which is 15th of Jan. See, even that synchronicity worked. So I will keep these videos on till the 15th of Jan. And in fact, on the 15th of January, I will do another session on this page, which will be specially for that day of effect, the day that the shift actually occurs or begins to roll its magic out. So finally we start. Enough of preamble, enough of, I thought I'd give you a little quietening down instead of asking you every day vocally to settle down, to sit down, arrive onto the seating, to connect with breath. I thought I would just allow that space, allow that phase to draw you in and give you a little bit of antarang, give you a little bit of ananda with my damaru, with his damaru, which in fact talks directly to our anahata. The damaru is a resonance of the anahata and the hrida, and that's exactly where we are at. Yesterday we entered the realm of the heart spaces, the predominant energies of the coming decade. Yesterday we used the Mula Agna, the root, the core of the Agna, to give us the clarity and draw the prana into the Anahata and the Hrida Padma, between that sweet spot, as we are calling it, of all Ākāsha, the non-space that exists and continuously churns and dissolves and births and consumes infinite worlds and infinite worlds of consciousness. If you delve into this heart space, when you connect with breath, when you do this drawing from the Mula Agna into the Hrida, after a few practices, after a few immersive sessions that you do with your own self, without my voice, without any guidance, except the song of your own breath, very soon you will be able to actually visualize or see the ethereal, the celestial bodies that dwell within these spaces. You will see the birth of galaxies of consciousness. They will be like orbs of light, almost mimicking what happens in the microsystem, happens in the macro, in the consciousness stage. So everything that is happening in the galaxies and the worlds of the physical world is constantly birthing and consuming and devouring and being devoured by all dark and all light, by lights and planets and worlds and universes of awareness and consciousness that are born, that manifest and dissolve unto themselves. So yesterday we entered that sthiti, a very seemingly simple kriya, chakra bhedana, where we pierce through chakra systems, chakra mandalas, we connect and weave with consciousness and awareness and dharana or visualization. We bring into consciousness or awareness certain chakra mandalas, and we weave that into the prana, allowing the prana to work through those systems and exhibiting them in our body system eventually. So what happens with the chakra system? The minute we're working with the chakra systems, we are affecting the endocrinal system, which is the be-all and the buttons of our wellness and well-being in the body system. So yesterday we arrived into the sthiti of the heart, the sthiti of the anahata. We heard the anahata nada. We used the primary to activate and bring us into a tonation, in tune with that unsound that is forever playing. So how does sound heal us, or how does sound tune us or attune us, or how does sound work into taking us to a meditative state? Because all that is, all that exists, whether tangible, physical, manifest, or celestial, or subminimal, or subtlest thoughts, the subtlest consciousness and awareness, our dreams, our intentions, our aspirations, everything there is energy, is vibration. Physics tells you that everything that exists because it is in vibration, right? So whenever, wherever there is vibration, the first thing that is produced in the birthing of vibration is sound, is energy as sound. So all of us, our entire being, our body, our breath, our mind, our emotions, our organs, the blood systems, the endocrinal systems, every little bit of us is vibrating at a certain potency, at a certain frequency, playing a song of its own. And certain sounds played will affect those aspects of our physical, mental, emotional, or consciousness bodies, our energy bodies, our brain totality. So we're communicating. It's like talking to a certain person in that language. So you're talking to or addressing certain cellular and biocellular and rhythmic and biorhythmic systemics with the same tonations, with the same language that it understands. And that is how healing, that is how meditation, that is how ascensions and transcendence occurs. Because we are affecting waves, we are affecting states of the brain. To be still, to be dancing, to be euphoric, to be rapturous, to be calm, to be stabda, to be explosive and implosive, all with the energy of sound, with the alchemy of vibration and energy. So yesterday we arrived into that sthiti. I await to hear from all of you of what you experienced, what you saw, what you heard, what occurred during that Ākāsha sthiti, where you entered the sthiti of the all Ākāsha, the infinite skies. I'll take a break here from talking about this to going to your animal totems. So I have worked on everybody's. I received almost, I think 16 of you have written to me, some on the group, some personally. I have worked it all out. I haven't been able to type it. I've done handwritten notes. Tomorrow I shall type it in the day, and everybody will get their readings and their recommendations of kriya or mudra or a crystal or a certain aspect to work on through the 2020 shift based on the animal guides that you have shared, the animal realms that have opened up, the vibrations that have opened up. So when we say animal realms, it's innate, raw, untouched nature that has opened up as guiding masters to you. I will send that out tomorrow. I'll start typing it, and I think through the day all of you will receive it in DMs. I'll direct mail it on Messenger. If you want me to email it, please send me your email IDs. So, coming back to what we did yesterday is entering or weaving up prana with the clarity of the Mula Agna, descending and entering into the sthiti of Ākāsha. So today we take that a step further, a step deeper, and a step outward. Yesterday we were settled and nestled inward, working on the churnings, working on the gears and mechanics of the Ākāsha element. Today, some of you've heard the term Ākāshik records, right? So when in the note I wrote that this is a space, this is the vibrance or the realm, the Ākāsha, where all that has ever been, timelessly, and even before the concept of timelessness came into being, all that ever has been, everything that is possibly here and now is in existence, tangible or non-tangible, and all that possibly has the potentiality to occur or shall occur in the space-time paradigms exist in spontaneity, exist in that one fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a nano non-space, non-time continuum. Here, space and time do not exist as we perceive them. In the spaces, in the realms of Ākāsha, everything exists simultaneously. So that's where the Ākāshik records of everything that has imprinted us or has been imprinted by us, everything that has come as coding, everything that is our record, that is our history and present and future, is maintained in the vibrations. Because we have already been what I am right now and what I will be tomorrow, if that makes any sense. So without any more preamble, without any more delay, today will be a very simple process and a little bit of a homework, which I'm assuming you will do as in today, as in tomorrow. Today I will be sharing another geometry, another sacred geometry of the Siddhar lineage. We create these energy grids. We used prana to do the Pashupati. We complete that. We shall do that on the 15th with the Bhairavi. We also use hand symbols, okay? So our hands, our fingertips, our palms, our entire hands as the feet. The hands represent all the 5 elements, the Pancha Tattvas, the Pancha Mahabhutas of which we are borrowed. Jal, Prithvi, water, earth, Ākāsha, all space, ether, Vayu, and Agni. So we use the Agni to activate or to calm down or to press down upon as and when required with whatever elements we are working with. So obviously we're working with Ākāsha, and what we have discovered or where we have dived in and rested, we will now open up that portal, open up the projection of everything that is recorded within of this lifetime. The subconscious or the subtle conscious work of earlier lifetimes, of earlier realms or lokas or energy vibrations that we may have existed as or in, will work on its own when we are working with what we are aware of, what we are conscious of in this life cycle. Some of it is just stored in this Ākāshik directory and we've forgotten about it or chosen to forget it, or we've shut those doors. Some we remember very distinctly. So we're going to be working from that space of love, healing, empathy, and compassion that occurs in the Ākāsha, in the Brahmanda, or the super galaxy of my Ākāsha, from my heart spaces. And we're going to open that out and project it so that all the imprints and blockages and signatures that may affect or may still be residual or debris within my system is released and free, and I am released of them. I liberate them, I send them upon their infinity so that my canvas becomes squeaky clean for 2020. The shift is coming. So we arrive unto the seating, as always, and again I request you to follow this and then just sit with your own self, be with your own self, And practice this in isolation, in solitude, in silence, and then get down to doing what we ask you to do. So, using the mudra, using the activation of certain elements, we're going to be opening. So we open the Ākāsha with the Ākāsha element. We create a trikona dwar. So around the chakra mandalas, we create trikona, triangular doorways we can use to open up the projection of the chakra mandala energies, okay? And that's a whole new class, but today we do just one. We use the Ākāsha, the middle finger, and the thumbs meeting in a triangle. You create a triangle. It's a beautiful lotus, or almost like a temple stupa that you create. We create an Ākāsha dwara, and we hold that in front of the heart space. Don't touch your body. We're not connecting with physical body, but you just remain in the energetic body, about 4 to 6 inches away from your physical body. We shall create this dwara as I guide you through the breath. So just to experience the difference of how energy works, there will be some sensation even as I'm speaking, and you're saying, in the heart space you will have some sensation. Pay attention to that. Allow your eyes to close gently and breathe. If you need to look for now, just look and just try this. Let's try this with, say, Prithvi, okay? The ring finger making the triangle, the thumbs joining below. The other fingers are stretched out, open lotuses. You try the Prithvi dwara at the heart. Allow the eyes to close. And breathing, weaving that Mula Agna Prana. It will occur very easily today because you've already activated, you've already experienced and tasted that space, that weaving. So almost immediately you'll feel the pulsation and the throb at the Agna Mula. And weaving the breath into the heart spaces, into the lotus heart, the Hridaya Padma, and drawing from there again. The same lotus could be blooming and blossoming outward and melting with the exhale. Only in the inhale, you project all the energies out from this dwara. You're projecting the heart energy out through the dwara, out into the real time and real physical space that we live in. And become conscious of this feeling at the heart. With the Prithvi, you will see that this heart space, as you are joined with the ring fingers joined, joining the ring finger and forming the trikona with the thumb below. So as you hold the Prithvi element, the dwara, you will sense a certain heaviness, like a closing inward, a weight like the weight of the earth. All mass, all body of consciousness will sit in, will start to settle in. You'll feel a little heaviness. This is excellent for inner work, when we want to pull in, when we want to draw in energies or messages from without into the inward. And now try the same thing with the Ākāsha, the middle fingers and the triangle, the Vyoma, all space, non-space. And immediately there is a cooling, almost like a chilling opening. It just eases that weight immediately. It's almost instant. In a time of instant rewards and instant gratifications, it's good to have some energy work that's instant, isn't it? You see this whole opening and ease that occurs the minute it's the Ākāsha. So as we arrive into the seating, first we breathe normally, naturally, meeting the breath as every day. I will not repeat that so you don't get bored of hearing the same thing. But meet your breath, absorb the physical breath, be in a few cycles of physical breath, and then you, as the eyes close upon themselves, you become conscious, you become aware of the prana, drawing down from the Mula Agna, the root of the Agna, and drawing it into the heart space. The palms will be open upon your lap. And as you are called by your breath, follow the guidance of your own breath. Come into the Ākāsha, middle fingers together, thumbs in a flat triangle, closure below, and hold it in front of your heart space. Breathing. Inhale through the brow into my heart space and projecting that out, that opening out through the heart space. And exhale. Pause. Inhale all the way down into the heart space. With every inhale there is this cool, calm, almost cold, chilled energy that passes out through the dwar, opening the gates, opening recollection, opening recognition, and opening the records of this life. Stay in this sthiti, stay in this kriya for as long as it is comfortable, for as long as you're guided to. Your breath will guide you. You will know just when there is enough opening that you can now go to the next step, which is a little bit of a homework. We want to do this in writing because, like we said yesterday, in a few days we will go about our work and we'll forget what was revealed. And let's try not doing that. We are going through a process. Let's maintain a record so we can turn to it, we can read it, we can remember, I will be sending notes out too, but your own experiences you must journal. So what we shall do now is so you do this at least from 11 to 21 minutes. You do this process, take your time with physical breath, turning to the Mula Agna, to Anahata and Rita Padma spaces, creating the dwar as guided, as moved by your breath, where you will know when you're ready to create the dwar. Because when you've arrived unto the Ākāsha, you will create the dwar and you will breathe. Inhale, project, exhale, inhale, project, exhale. And when you know that the dwara, you'll have the sensation of expansion outward into the reality of the physical now. Within an hour, ideally 45 minutes, because this energy, this portal opening remains for about 45 minutes to 60 minutes, about an hour, from when you do the practice, when you do this kriya. You will journal, you will write down all memories from the time you were conscious in this life. It could be 2 days for somebody's memory. Things might come back after you're in this practice for a while. If not today, when you do this practice over a period of time, these will open up your records to you. Everything. So you remember having played name, place, animal, things as children? So name is person. So people, places, beings, that is animals, trees, plants, anything living but not human, and things, objects that have interacted with you and you have interacted with, that have created some kind of an imprint in your life. that has created some kind of a movement of frequency in your life. To give an example, if I were to say, a lot of people you meet will say, I'm scared of a dog. I'm scared of all dogs because I was bitten when I was 5 years old. This dog bit me and now I'm scared of all dogs. So that karma, that exchange that occurred for whatever reason, has created an imprint strong enough for you to classify all poor dogs as bad. You have created a judgment or a separation from another being who shares the space of life, who shares the space of this planet with you. And you have created some kind of a signature which is not pleasant. So you would point out people, places like college, engineering college, day one, I was ragged and I do not like that campus. Or a place where an accident occurred or you lost somebody dear to you. A place that reminds you of something that wasn't pleasant. That first breakup in college, maybe you don't like to look at it. So anything of a place that has caused disruption in your energy system and you still can recall it at this moment when you sit down, write that down. Beings, like we said, the example of the dog or an animal or a snake that had scared you or a monkey that attacked you as a child. I was attacked by monkeys on Lakshman Jhula, though I didn't have a point of view. I was screaming my head off as a child, I remember. But if any being other than human, if a plant, a bough of a tree has hit you on the head and you still carry that mark, if a storm or anything in nature had scared you as a child and you're still scared of storms, or you're scared, or you'd fallen into water and you're scared to swim. So we've come to people, places, beings and things. An object that hurt you, a gate that crashed into you, or a mirror that you walked into, or glass that you walked into. I hope you never walked into a mirror. Or a cycle that you fell off from. Memories that have created a blockage or an imprint in your being able to perform any action or any thought or any emotion or any indulgence in any relationship with other people, places, beings, and things. Write that down. Okay, write them down. A lot will open up after you've done this sadhana. With Akshina, I did a bandha, which I am not sharing on the phone, because a bandha is always to be done when there is somebody who can handle the energy. If, God willing, we ever have a workshop together and we do this on ground, we will do the bandhas. So that is only for in person, but this itself will open up a lot. And holding the dwara and breathing into, inhaling into and through it, and exhaling from it and into the Mula Agna. So we will write down those occurrences, those things, those beings, and on the other column we will pen down, what can I send to this person, to these people, to these places, to these beings, to these things that have caused a pattern, caused a disruption, caused discontinuity in the ease of my performing as a human, with me enjoying, excuse me, I burped, with me enjoying my process of life, me not being able to be completely present in any process in life because of an imprint. Anything that has caused me to have a judgment or generalize all others of that category. So if it's a person, I have a judgment. So if one man hurt me, I have a judgment. All men are useless. I cannot get into a relationship. Or if one particular person from one part of the world or the country worked for me and cheated me, so all the people who are from there are like that. Place, if once I had a bad experience on a mountaintop, I will never go close to a mountain again. If I slipped and fell in a jungle, or I got lost during a trek, I will never go back to trekking again. If a thing, I lost something that was very dear to me, I lost it, so I will never buy it again. A thing that fell down and broke, I was very fond of, so now I deny myself and I will never bring it again. A thing that I gave away and I still crib about, I still miss, it's created a disruption. I gave it maybe in that moment I gave it away in emotion, or I gave it away grudgingly to a sibling, to a partner, to a friend, to a colleague, and you still regret it, or you still wish it was in your space. We are creating vibrations between people who have left, occurrences that have gone. We are taking those vibrations, keeping them as debris, and we are sending vibrations and staying connected to what was in the past and letting it affect the present and definitely the future. Maybe future lifetimes if there are any more. So we will write down in the other column, what can I send as healing, as love, as soothing or calming or completion to that aspect of that person or place or being, animal, being, tree, or that thing that will bring ease to its existence and ease to my embracing of that situation. So if I remember, maybe an earlier lifetime has opened up and I remember something that occurred that was not pleasant, and I realize now that I was somewhere responsible for it. I was the one who made that unpleasant thing happen in this lifetime, in some realm, whatever. So it is not the occurrence of that incident that is the problem. It is my awareness, my realization, whether subtle, hidden, metaphysical, or in my physical consciousness of this life, the role that I played there. So in a situation like this, I will send out the love, the healing, the understanding, the communication. See, something wrong occurred because communication broke down, because understanding and acceptance and tolerance broke down, because one was lacking in something, whether emotion or wealth or money or thing or power, and that's why a disruption happened. So to that me that could have caused it, that I'm in awareness of, I send healing. And to that situation, to that to that incident, I sent liberating and release. The karmic play has happened, it has occurred, it has completed itself, and now I release it. So from the Ākāsha, from the records, we're going to pull out in this lifetime. If you do remember anything from an earlier lifetime, fine, don't shut it out. It might happen from some of our deep meditators or long-time meditators here on this group. It's very likely that this may happen. That's okay. I am saying this lifetime because that's easier to handle, easier to recognize. So a little homework, less of energy work and a little bit of consciousness work. So after a kriya, after the pranali that you do, after the chakra bhedanas that you do, you create the dwara, the Ākāsha tattva, the middle finger dwara. Open up the projection. You may choose to stay in meditation for a while. And then when you get up, drink a glass of water, and within the next 45 minutes, ideally maximum an hour, start writing down everything that remembers inside your consciousness, everything that comes back as memory, as recognitions, as tuning in to what has probably left a debris behind. It's a simple sounding exercise, a little boring. This is the theory part. There is a little theory to everything, isn't it? Which is why I gave you that little sound meditation and dance in the beginning. And that's all for today. So tomorrow, I hope during the day you find time. It's a working day. I know it's going to be difficult. So tomorrow before night, if you can do this practice, or you're lagging a day, which is fine. So whenever you come to this video, practice it. If there are any questions, as usual, comments or DM, I'm there, I'm right there, and tomorrow you will receive your animal totem, animal guide readings and messages. A lot of beautiful messages has come in for everybody. So I'm waiting to share them with you all. And I've added my little recommendations, humble recommendations, to what you may choose to adopt through at the beginning of the shift, and then take it through the next decades of well-being and wellness and wholeness and radiance. Thank you. Thank you for being on this journey. Thank you for enabling me to do this journey, because you are here. It occurred. It's happening because you have chosen to be here with me. I love you all. I love us all so immensely. Shubham Bhavatu, Purnam Bhavatu, and Shunyam Bhavatu. From the Anahata and the Rita, from the core of my heart to the core of your heart, Naman.